Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and happy Friday. Friday means Wagers with Friends, and I'm joined by my brother and my friend Steve. And in just 1 minute, we're going to give you our 8 best Week 7 bets. That's right. Again, happy Friday, everyone. Friday means Wagers with Friends. Every Friday, I'm joined by my friend to each compete against each other. I'll go through that in a minute. But my friend this week is my brother. He's my brother, but he's my friend too. Steve, how are you doing this week? What are you thinking about Week 7?
Doing good. Really liking Week 7. We got through the miserable game last night.
Yeah.
I think now we can talk about fun games that actually could have offense on both sides and some fun options to ladder and anytime touchdowns and a parlay. So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we kind of talked about this on Prop Party, which go check that out on the channel from yesterday. Steve and I, every Thursday with Tyler, have a Prop Party show. We talk through alts, touchdowns, parlays, and there really are, Steve, the games, just obvious games to target. Obviously, we've got Detroit, Minnesota. We've got Atlanta and Seattle. We have Washington and Carolina, just two bad defenses. Of course, we've got a fun Sunday night one with Devontae coming back and going against Pittsburgh, Russ starting for Pittsburgh. And then Monday night, a massive game, Bucks and Ravens, tons of playoff implications. But by the way, that just has a ton of betting value in it, let's just
absolutely.
say. I mean, yeah. And by the way, speaking of Ravens, speaking of Washington, we had a 34-1 Washington Ravens parlay on Sunday. That was a ton of fun. We are up 10 units on our individual bets, official plays that we make on Dub Club. So check out our Dub Club. It's totally free for a week. Link is at the bottom, or go to Fanspeak. There's a big ad right on the top of the homepage. Check it out. Free week. Every Saturday, you get a list of the alts and anytime touchdowns that we're betting individually. Again, we're up 10 units on that. And then we do fun parlays. Like we'll have a London parlay. We'll do a few game parlays. We'll do some, different alt parlays and that kind of stuff. And then we cover each island game too, not just London, but of course, the primetime games and everything. So we've also hit, I believe, 7 parlays this season. So that 34-1 was one of 7 parlays we've hit this season. And there's going to be a lot more. So definitely check us out on Dub Club. Of course, if you're joining us now, please like this episode. If you're not subscribed to the Fanspeak Network, subscribe. We do shows Monday through Friday covering everything, tons of sports betting, but the guys also cover the Underdog Battle Royale streets as well, which is super fun. So now let me give you a quick explanation of what this show is all about if you haven't watched it before. It's really fun. It's a fun competition between two people in the sports betting space. It just happens to be my brother this week. So it's a fun competition because we're each bringing you our 4 of our favorite bets. So you get 8 of our cumulatively favorite bets, and I have to say, very good record cumulatively overall, not just me, but my competition each week. I've won some, my guests have won some, but really good record overall because again, we're bringing 8 of our favorite bets. So it's fun. You're getting great, useful bets, fun competition, but also we're giving awareness to charities because what's going to happen is we're using basically based on if we were betting the same unit size, so Steve and I can bet at any odds. If we were betting the same unit size, that'll determine who wins. The loser will donate to the winner's charity of choice that week. So I've been mixing up my charities each week, and my guests have had a lot of great charities. So it brings awareness to different charities, which is awesome. And then one of us is making a donation each and every week. Again, I've donated some, my guests have donated some, but each and every week there's no losers here because we're all donating to a good cause. So that's how it works. Now let me ask my guest, my brother, Steve, which charity are you playing for this week?
So in part honor of, Crucial Catch with the NFL and all that, I'm going to go with the American Cancer Society this week.
Okay, let me put that in chat. I always put it in chat. I always love that NFL does that every October, Crucial Catch, because obviously early detection is the key. And so the American Cancer Society link is in chat. My charity this week is actually related to me. I have been playing injured this year. I am not on IR, but I've been playing injured. I have an autoimmune disease called ankylosing spondylitis. It actually got re-diagnosed from something I had in my 20s, but it's basically a disease of the joint, the spine. And so basically the code for I have a ton of pain in my neck, back, chest, and it's very painful. And a ton of fatigue. And so, yeah, I've been playing injured all year. And Steve knows this because he's my brother and he's been very kind and caring to me. So that's why I wanted to talk about it on this show. And honestly, one of the reasons he's on the show is because I'm tired and I've been in pain this week. And so sometimes you just have to push through it. And I was like, Steve, can't get a guest. Can you please be my guest this week? So I also have a second, honestly, autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's. It's very common for women that runs in families. It does run in our family. My mom has it too. And it's a disease of the thyroid, which is basically you're tired a lot. You're dealing with fatigue. So fatigue and pain, it's a chronic, basic autoimmune is your body's kind of attacking itself. And what's really tough about it is there's no really quick fix. And it's a long time to get answers. And even when you do, it's a lot of trial and error with drugs. So I'm in the midst of trial and error and some drug cocktails right now. And we'll see. And hopefully that works for me. In the meantime, I've got pain patches on. And so my only thing to say is if you know anybody with autoimmune disease of any kind, because there are tons of them, give them a hug, give them grace. And it's not easy. So I'll put that in. It is called Autoimmune Association, and what they do, I have their link pulled up. I will put that in chat. And that is the charity I'm playing for. Basically what they do is they're trying to bring public awareness, because I think honestly, if you don't have autoimmune in your family, a lot of people don't know what it is or what it means or how quickly it is to kind of deal with it, get a disease into remission. So this charity sheds light on it, public awareness, research, education, and advocacy. So those are the two charities we're playing for. That was the bummer of it, but again, hopefully I'm going to get on the other side and not be playing injured here soon. So, but anyways, Steve, thank you for being my guest today. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Week 7 best bets. What is your first one for me?
So my first one, I'm going to take from our game, the Commanders game, the Panthers Commanders, but I am going to go on the other side. I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard, 80 rushing yards plus 120. Washington has one of the worst run defenses in the league, and they just lost Jonathan Allen for the year. Their stud defensive tackle. They do some depth there, but this team has been struggling against the run. Only the Browns were unable to run against them. Every other team, either committee or singular back, ran wild against them. So I think Chuba Hubbard, even in a likely negative game script, he's gained a ton of usage. It's the one thing Carolina's offense has been really good at. Their offensive line is creating running lanes, and Hubbard's been exploiting them. There's going to be no Jonathan Brooks this week. It's Chuba Hubbard's backfield, and 80 plus I think is very, very doable.
I like that pick a lot. The first pick I had, I thought I saw it earlier, and now I don't see it, so I need to look it up on another one. So I will just pivot and say we talked about this bet, excuse me, the one I'm about to mention, on our prop party, and went into a lot of detail why we kind of all three of us liked it. But it feels weird to say, but I think you said it best. It's talent meets opportunity, and we know that the Dolphins look awful with what's his last name? Snoop?
Tyler Huntley.
It's Tyler Huntley, yeah. And it has not been good. But they're coming off a bye. Maybe we got Huntley a little more time to learn the playbook and just be a distributor to their weapons. When are you ever going to get Tyreek Hill? When Tua comes back, you're not going to get Tyreek Hill at plus 180 for a touchdown. And he hasn't gotten in the end zone with Huntley yet. But he was close. He was close actually both weeks. And he was very close last week. I watched it. He was just out. So I have a feeling Mike McDaniel, week on a bye. Huntley, another week to learn the playbook. Hill is chomping at the bit. We're never going to be able to get a price like this once Tua comes back. Tyreek Hill gets in the end zone this week, plus 180.
Nice. I like that.
All right. Your second pick, bud.
So my second pick, I'm going to be sticking with the running back theme. I'm going to go going against bad rushing defenses. I'm going to go Tony Pollard, 80 plus rushing yards, plus 155. You can get him at 70 for minus 105. But I'm going to push it. I think the Bills, not only is there no Taj Spears in this game, and Titans, again, what they are doing well, they can't throw the ball, but they've been able to run the ball pretty effectively, particularly Pollard. And the Bills cannot stop the run. I mean, we just saw Breece Hall, we saw Derrick Henry, but we're seeing every back kind of get there against the Bills. So I think Pollard is going to get featured early and often. And the Titans defense isn't too shabby, so they will probably keep the Bills offense in check a little bit. So keeping the game close enough for Pollard to definitely hit this line. And
I like that a lot.
It just jumped up to plus 170 on DraftKings. Yeah.
Okay. So 80 plus 170. We'll catch that live. Okay, I like that. We might have to do a running back theme parlay here in our Dove Club because I like both Hubbard and Pollard 80 a lot. So like what you've got cooked up there. The one I was looking for, they pulled it off FanDuel, but I found it on DraftKings. Now it's juiced a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and pay the juice on this one because I don't know that I'm comfortable alting it too high, though you could. It's Drake May in the London game. We know the Jaguars are a bad defense. I actually like Drake May's passing yards, but we saw Drake May's athleticism last week. He exceeded his rushing prop last week, which I had in this show. I'm running it back. I had it in this show last week. Got that. I did not win. I had Nez on as my guest last week. Nez edged me out. We actually had to have a tiebreaker to edge me out, and he did win, but I won my Drake May rushing bet, and I'm going to do it again. So I'm going Drake May over 25.5 yards. Now it is on DraftKings juice to minus 120. But I'm going to go ahead and take the juice there. Go for that. I mean, I think you can alt it on DraftKings to 31 or 36 or 40 and get some, plus odds, but I'm just going to go 25.5 over minus 120. We saw Drake May's athleticism, and I think we'll see it again this week.
Nice.
All right. Okay, third pick for you, Steve.
So this one, again could have gone with at the line, but I'm going to push it a little bit. And I'm going Saquon Barkley, revenge game narrative, going back to New York, face the Giants, who we heard all offseason during the Hard Knocks that they just weren't going to pay him. And so I think he's going to make them pay. So I'm going to do rushing, receiving, plus 125 plus. And the odds you're getting for that, since it's a little higher, is plus 230. I think he just gets
Whoa, so you're going big. You're trying to take me out with this one, huh?
Yeah, and I mean,
this is like a sweep the leg situation here, Steve. You're just trying to wipe me out here. I go with that minus 120, and you come back and you hit me with a plus 230.
Yeah, I mean, you can take him at the line at 100, but I just feel like they're going to feature him again. No Dallas Goedert. Sure, the A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith will get theirs, but I think Saquon has a big game, and the Giants won't have an answer for him.
Yeah, I have to like the revenge narrative, and I like how you said Giants wouldn't pay them, so he's going to make them pay. So I like that a lot. All right. Yeah, so far you've done 3 running backs, but I don't hate it. I actually love it a lot. So I'm going to stick with, I'm going to go another receiver, and I'm going to go to the Monday night matchup. So we have to potentially sweat this out till Tuesday. But I believe, unless they don't have a line for it yet, because I believe, is Evans still questionable?
I believe he's still questionable, yeah.
Okay, I might need to pivot because, let me see if DraftKings has it. Because Evans is currently questionable, they actually don't have lines up for any of the Bucs receivers. Because I was going to do
DraftKings does have Godwin.
Okay, where does
they don't have Evans, but they have Godwin.
Where do they have Godwin at? I'm looking it up right now.
80 is plus 100, 90 plus 150.
You could do receptions too, but especially if Godwin's limited, I don't mind the yards. So let's just do 80 plus 100. Chris Godwin. Obviously, we like that game. That game is going to be a lot of fun for fantasy and betting. And we know that you can target the Ravens in the passing game. They're a pass funnel. You can't run on them. You have to pass on them. Baker has looked insanely efficient this season. Godwin has looked amazing this season, kind of playing in that Liam Cohen offense, that like Cooper Kupp role. So, whether Evans plays or not, I like this pick. 80 plus plus 100 Monday night. Let's go. All right. Fourth and final pick for each of us, Steve. What do you have for your fourth and final pick?
So, I did 3 straight running backs, so I am going to pivot to a receiver here.
Okay.
And I'm going to address the anytime touchdown market. And
Oh,
speaking
I know
of
where you're
Narrative
going.
Street, Devontae Adams coming home with Aaron Rodgers. They've been one of the most efficient touchdown duos in the NFL history, particularly in the red zone. I think they're going to be easily on the same page, and they're going to want to show, that Rodgers still has it, that Adams still has it, that this was all made sense and just not, friends helping each other out. So I just think, they're going to come out and try and look to make a statement.
Yeah. And is it plus 160?
Plus 155.
Okay. I knew it was either around plus 155, 160. I forget what I got it at, but I've already bet it. I highly recommend if you like us, if you agree with Steve, which I do, I've already bet it. I highly recommend you jump on it now. I have a feeling that number's going down. We all saw the clip, today on Twitter from Jet social media of a beautiful Rodgers, spun ball to a toe tap Adams in the end zone. So just gives you a little preview of what I think we're going to see Monday night. And I can't wait. I am so here for this. I absolutely love that they're reunited. I just like to watch good football, and they provide us good football. So, I love Devontae Adams' touchdown on Monday night. My last one is going to be similar to we talked about, with the Godwin pick. You can't run on the Ravens, you pass on them, but you can pass on them. Same thing with Detroit. You can't run on Detroit, but you can pass on them. And guess who is going up against Detroit this week? Obviously, we have a massive NFC North game with Minnesota versus Detroit. I know it's a big loss with Aiden Hutchinson, but I'm talking secondary here. I still don't think you're going to be able to run very easily on Detroit, and I think obviously they're going to lean into the passing game. Who else are you going to lean on? Of course, Justin Jefferson. You have to go up to 100, but I don't care. I quite honestly are probably going to ladder this even higher. So, oh my God. I just saw this, for the first time. FanDuel is offering Jefferson up to 200 yards at plus 1,500. I'm not doing that. Then I would really be trying to sweep the leg for you. You just got to hear these alts. So I'm going to do Justin Jefferson 100 plus yards at plus 116. I won't try to take Steve out with some of these massive numbers, although I think I could if I wanted to, because you've got Jefferson. So on FanDuel, it ladders at 110 plus 158, 125, 240, 150 plus 470, 175 plus 900. They go up to plus 200 yards plus 1,500. When's the last time we've had we had a couple 200-yard receivers last year, yeah? It was the
sure.
Maury game, and so... if anybody can do it, Justin Jefferson can do it. But no, for this particular pick, I'll just go 100 yards. But I love it again. I love Jefferson against Detroit. I think it's obviously going to be a very popular pick in the betting space, but I don't care. I think it's a smart one. And again, I'm interested in laddering it anyways. So again, summary of our picks. Steve's picks: Hubbard, 80 plus 120. Tony Pollard, 80 plus 170. Barkley, rush receiving, 125 plus, revenge game, plus 230. Devontae Adams, anytime touchdown, plus 155. My picks: Drake May, rushing, 25.5, minus 120. Tyreek Hill, anytime touchdown, plus 180. Chris Godwin, 80 plus receiving, plus 100. And Justin Jefferson, 100 plus 116. Clearly, if Steve wins all his, he's going to whoop my ass based on the odds. But anyways, Tim in chat, always good to see you. He agrees with Jefferson. He gives the given the flex for Jefferson. So I'm glad you like that, Tim. And he likes Hubbard. Targeting Washington is the gift that keeps on giving. Hubbard is the gift that keeps on giving. And you asked about exposures. Steve and I both have pretty high exposures to Hubbard. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I want to say I was in the 18 to 20 range, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm that high, but probably around 15.
I might not. I'll say 15 to 20 to be conservative. I was somewhere in there. He was a pretty popular, mid to late round pick. So, and James Conner, Steve and I were both high on James Conner.
Yeah, now that's, I have 25 plus on James Conner.
I probably am somewhere in the 15 to 20 range on Conner too. So hope your best ball season is going well, Tim. After this week, we'll officially be halfway through best ball because obviously we did a ton of best ball content on Fanspeak Network all summer. So it is getting to that halfway point where we can actually start to take things a little more seriously. So yeah, no, Steve, this was really fun. We now likely, unless you really sweep the board here, won't know until Tuesday morning. But what I will do is I will recap our charities. Again, Steve is playing for the American Cancer Society. I am playing for, excuse me, the Autoimmune Association. I will recap that on Twitter who we're playing for. Tomorrow I will post all our bets on Fanspeak. I will send all our bets on Dub Club. One of the Dub Club emails every week is Friday night bets. So it'll include our bets from the Wager with Friends shows. It'll include Justin and Andrew's bets from tonight's show, 9:30 p.m. DGen Dads. You get that all on Dub Club. Dub Club, again, free week, and then just $19.99 a month. I'm not going to sound like Vegas Dave here or anything, but I can guarantee you that you'll get way more than paid back on that by following us. So anyways, all that will be there. Steve, final thoughts for the people for week 7, and then we'll get out of here.
No, this was fun, and I got to talk about some favorite bets, some ones to push, and even if the guys we mentioned, particularly, I push these guys a little higher. You just want to be a little bit more conservative and take them at their lines. Obviously, I do that because I think these guys are in great spots, and there's big time opportunity for these players that we both were talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Tim says, let's go. Everybody have a profitable week 7. Be sure to check out DGen Dads at 9:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. And then again, if you want to sign up for a Dub Club, link at the bottom, link on Fanspeak. Check that out. All those emails will go out tomorrow and every single game day. Check out Tyler and Spreads bets too, all free on fanspeak.com. So this has been fun. We've had a lot of good shows this week. I'm feeling good about week 7. Let's have a very profitable week 7. So for Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.